All right, and we just covered most of the coordinate type inputs, absolute and relative, as well as polar. There's actually one more. It's not really a coordinate system, but it's an easy way to input coordinates and points, or draw lines rather, and it's called the direct distance entry. So with direct distance entry, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn the dynamic input back on. All right, so by doing that, I'm gonna actually I'm gonna hit F12 to turn that back on. And now when I start my line tool, I have my dynamic input. Again, F12 to turn dynamic input off, F12 to turn it back on. So it's telling me specify my first point. So because I already have a point at 0, 0, I'm just going to left click at that point. And with direct distance entry, I basically use my mouse to lead in the direction that I want to draw my line. So if I want to draw down into quadrant number 3, I can just drag my mouse, left click, and then I can hit escape. And I drew a line. Now, this wasn't a very specific line, so if I wanted a specific line, what I could do is I could invoke my command for the line tool and start at that 0, 0. This time I'm going to draw something up into quadrant 2. And if I wanted a specific, right now it's showing me the distance of this line. And the distance of this line currently, if I stop moving my mouse, is 6.2549. And what you see up above, you kind of see this almost 180 arc, like of a dotted line arc. And that has a number in there, 146. So currently this line is at an angle of 146 degrees, right? Because this red line represents 0. And you can see 7 degrees, 8 degrees. And as I move around into quadrant 2, we're going to pass 90 degrees. And now I'm in quadrant 2, right? And as I leave quadrant 2 into quadrant 3, I'm going to reach 180 degrees. And now it's showing me the negative value, right? So negative 169. So just be careful with that. But if I wanted to be in quadrant 2 and I wanted to have a specific distance and angle, again, I can use the tab key to switch and shuffle between the two different types of commands. So one is going to give me distance and one is going to give me angle. So if I had a very specific angle, let's say 135 degrees, and I don't need the degree symbol, just the number, and I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to say this needs to be exactly 6 inches or 6 units, so 6.00, and I'm going to hit enter, and basically I'll hit escape to get out of the command, and it gives me a 6-inch line at 135 degrees. And 135 degrees, if you're not familiar, is basically a 45-degree angle line that mirrors the actual 45. So just going the opposite direction. So again, direct distance entry, really, really easy. If I start from that point, now what if I wanted X and Y coordinates? With the line tool, you're not really going to get that so much. But if I move over to the right, it's automatically seeing I'm at 0 degrees and I wanted a line at, let's say, 2 inches. I'm going to type 2.00 and hit enter. And you can see where that leaves my the end of the line. And I'm going to hit escape to get out of that tool. So this is a 2-inch line. And that is direct distance entry.